For a while, I was never really able to put into words to why I found Banksy so captivating. On the surface, he's the most famous street artist alive whose identity is kept a secret, who happens to pull off stunts that get quite a lot of attention. He's almost synonymous with the idea of subversive art. It plays under expectations, almost like its own witty comeback, and it's often critical of higher authority. His ability to adapt to the changing world has oftentimes kept his work relevant and fresh even a decade later. Some would say it's his secret identity that makes him so famous, or just his art alone that has garnered him the notoriety he has, but that answer alone never sat right with me. The reason I find Banksy so captivating is because he doesn't make any sense. Okay, that may sound really strange, but first I need to take you back. 2018. Banksy's Girl with a Balloon is about to be sold at auction. Eyes dart across the room as the value of the painting begins to skyrocket. 400,000, 700,000. The thousands of attendees watch as the price of the painting before them rises again and again. But almost as quickly as it started, the painting is sold for over $1 million. And just like that, a weight has been lifted off of everyone's shoulders. The tension in the air seems to practically disappear. In only a few minutes, over $1 million was shredded in front of the eyes of thousands, all for a trap Banksy had set months in advance. Only for the painting to be resold at 25 times the original price. I mean, how does any of this even happen? Not just the sun itself. How does Banksy, someone so critical of things like capitalism and the establishment, find himself in probably the most tacky place when it comes to art? But unfortunately, that's a question that can only be answered with step 1. Identity. Street art as a whole comes with a lot of danger. Putting art where you aren't supposed to tends to have a lot of consequences, so keeping a low profile is practically essential in order to not get caught. It only came naturally that a secret identity would help keep him out of jail. It just so happened that people found the mystique of a secret identity pretty interesting, and it became one of the main factors in Banksy's own popularity. It's reached a point where the questions about his secret identity have almost eclipsed the interest in his art. In a way, it's basically become part of the performance. Step 2. Performance. Regardless of his identity, Banksy's art does continue to largely speak for itself, figuratively or literally. But the journey to get to that point wasn't simple. 2000. With the ever-present dangers that come with street art, the time frame for finishing a work needs to be as quick as possible in order to not get caught. And while hiding under a dump truck on the run from the cops, Banksy had noticed the stenciled serial number on the bottom of a fuel tank.
What he was doing that was significant of the change of him from being a writer to an artist was him stenciling, really. That is probably as simple as that.
From then on, stencils had become an essential part of his art. Banksy's ability to paint something and not get caught in quick succession separated him from others, as he could continuously create something new.
You know, it's like a comedian just telling bad jokes, and you're bored of it after about 4 or 5 jokes, because you know the kind of jokes he's telling. But Banksy just keeps coming up with another one, another one, another one, another one, and they're always totally inventive and new and fresh, and I think for any artist that's really rare.
Part of the appeal of street art is the time frame, where in some fancy museum, the art has practically been waiting its whole life just to meet your gaze. For street art, one day it's there, the next it's washed away. Banksy only capitalized on it by making his artwork increasingly absurd, to where passerbys couldn't help but take a photo or talk to someone about it. His ability to put his work on its own pedestal, even if going to extreme lengths, would only skyrocket his popularity. In his words, the city is often a one-way conversation. It only made sense for someone to talk back. Step 3. Banksy is probably one of, if not the most famous street artist alive. Yet, people have no idea what he looks like. His art serves to question the world around us, yet his own fame has turned that against him. And that's why he never made sense to me. It's like his entire existence stands against itself. A living paradox, so to speak. But truly, I think that's the price for being a great artist. In turn for making amazing art, sometimes, just sometimes, you have to be at the receiving end of your own jokes.